some ways where you can create stunning, high quality images for your product on Amazon. The first is to shoot high quality photos. As you can imagine, product images are one of the main criteria that the consumers use to determine whether to purchase your product or not. It is very important to make sure that your product images are of the highest quality possible. I think Amazon's requests that the minimum width be 1,000 pixels, and it goes up to 8,000 pixels, but it's very important to max out as much as possible. One of the advantages is that if you have a high quality image on Amazon, when you hover over the image, you can see that the image comes up and zooms in as well, so you can see the different aspects of the product. And typically, Amazon rewards products which have very high quality images. And second is including specific type of images. So the hero image, the requirements are pretty set. White background, 80% of the image needs to have the hero product, and in some cases, being as creative as you can include additional USPs as part of a product label, or in a way where it does not violate Amazon's guidelines, which means you cannot put watermarks, you cannot put texts that are not part of the product, but there are some creative ways around it. Regarding the rest of the images, the guideline is that whatever you are trying to convey about your product through the bullet points or the title, you should be able to convey it through the images in the form of infographics, lifestyle images, ingredient labels if your product is a food product. But essentially, the idea is that whoever's looking through the product images needs to absorb whatever information you're trying to share and really understand all the key features of the product almost immediately. It is also best practice to include images that show your brand story so that the customers could connect with your brand. If there are specific things that you want to convey, for example, if your product is in the sustainable category, it's good to show how the product is sustainable and probably the story behind it. So Amazon allows up to 8, and so it's a good idea to have a good amount, a good mix of lifestyle photos, ingredient labels, different angles that the product may have, zoom in, zoom outs of different products. Even a video in which somebody is actually using the product can also be used to have amazing product image listings on Amazon. The third is optimized for Amazon. So there is opportunity where you can put alt text or alternative text when you upload images, where you can include some text. Specifically, this does not come in product images, but in A plus content, where in the A plus content you can put alt text in the form of some high search volume keywords to further improve it. Typically, Amazon suggests that all the images be a square dimension. That is a good strategy to have, and it's also important to keep in mind that a vast majority of the traffic on Amazon comes through mobile users or users viewing products on the Amazon app, which is typically pretty small since the size of the screen is small. So it's important that the image does not have a lot of text which is hard to read or hard to understand, and needs to have as much visual elements as possible. And so these are the different aspects that you need to keep in mind when developing a product image stack for Amazon. A good amount of investment will never go to waste, especially when you're building up listings. And it's one of those things where a lot of brands think that they don't need to invest in the images because maybe it's perceived to be expensive, but there are a lot of options out there that can make the whole process really worthwhile.